Reality television often blurs the line between entertainment and real life. For years, audiences have followed the journeys of the Slaton sisters, women who invited the world into their struggles, their triumphs, and their most vulnerable moments. Through laughter, tears, and raw honesty, the Slaton family became household names. Yet behind the cameras and the editing, they remained real people facing very real challenges. In 2025, tragedy struck when Katie Slaton, beloved star of 1,000 Pound Sisters, passed away at just 37 years old. The news shocked fans worldwide. She was a figure who represented not only the hardships of weight loss and health battles, but also the resilience of the human spirit. Katie was not always in the spotlight as much as her sisters Amy and Tammy, but her presence in the family was deeply felt. She was the glue, the voice of reason, and sometimes the quiet strength holding everyone together. Her sudden death sent shockwaves through her family and her fan base. Tributes poured in from every corner of the internet. But perhaps most moving were the words from her family members, who spoke openly about their grief, their memories, and the love they would always hold for her. This is not just a story about loss. It is about a woman who gave people hope, about a family trying to navigate unimaginable grief, and about fans across the globe who are mourning someone they felt they knew personally. In this video, we will take a closer look at Katie Slaton's life, her role within the family, the tragedy of her passing, and the heartfelt tribute her loved ones shared in her honor. Katie Slaton, more than reality, television. Katie Slaton was not the loudest personality on the screen, nor was she always the center of the storyline. Yet fans of 1,000 Pound Sisters came to know her as the steady voice in the background, the sister who offered perspective, and the family member who reminded everyone that life is not just about struggle, it is also about connection. Katie grew up in Kentucky, just like her sisters Amy and Tammy. Life was not easy for the Slaton siblings. Poverty, health issues, and limited resources shaped much of their upbringing. Katie, like her sisters, battled with weight issues throughout her life. But she also became known as someone who encouraged her family to keep pushing forward, even when circumstances seemed unbearable. On screen, Katie was sometimes overshadowed by the larger-than-life personalities of her siblings. Off-screen, however, she played a vital role as a daughter, a sister, and an aunt. Those close to her describe her as fiercely loyal, deeply compassionate, and someone who carried humor with her, even in dark times. Katie's story was not just about weight loss or health. It was about resilience. She was living proof that, even with personal struggles, you could still love, still support, and still make a difference in the lives of those around you. That is why the news of her passing at just 37 years old has hit so many people so hard. The day everything changed. When the news broke that Katie Slaton had passed away, disbelief was the first reaction many fans expressed. At only 37 years old, it felt too soon, too sudden, and too tragic. For her family, the day everything changed is one they will never forget. The Slaton family had already been through many challenges in front of the cameras. They had battled health scares, public scrutiny, and their own internal conflicts. But nothing could prepare them for the loss of Katie. Family members described the moment they received the devastating news as a shock that shattered them. Her cause of death was linked to ongoing health complications that she had faced for years. Katie, like her sisters, had struggled with obesity and related health concerns. While fans had seen glimpses of her life on television, much of her private battle was off-screen. The reality of living with serious health issues is that even small complications can escalate quickly. The Slaton sisters show had always been about showing raw truth. This moment, however, was beyond what any reality television camera could capture. It was not entertainment. It was heartbreak. The family's emotional tribute. In the days following Katie's passing, the Slaton family shared an emotional tribute that moved fans to tears. Her sisters Amy and Tammy spoke publicly. their voices heavy with grief. Amy described Katie as her protector, someone who always had her back, even when the world felt against her. Tammy, often seen as the most vulnerable of the siblings, broke down as she explained that Katie had been her rock, the one who reminded her to keep fighting when she wanted to give up. Their words revealed the depth of Katie's impact within her family. She may not have been the face of the show, but she was the heart. Her presence brought balance, grounding, and stability to a family often thrown into chaos by health crises and public attention. The family shared stories about her laughter, her stubbornness, and her unwavering love for those she cared about. They spoke about how she would tease them to lighten the mood, how she loved family gatherings, and how she never let her struggles define her. Perhaps the most heartbreaking part of their tribute was the way they talked about her absence. They described walking into family gatherings and expecting to see her smile, only to be crushed by the reality that she was gone. They admitted that her passing left a hole that nothing could ever fill. Fans were touched not only by the tribute itself, but also by the vulnerability the family displayed. In a world where so many celebrities keep grief private, the Slatons chose to share their heartbreak openly, allowing their fans to mourn alongside them. Fans around the world mourn. Katie Slaton's passing was not just a loss for her family. It was a loss for millions of fans who had come to know her through 1,000 Pound. Sisters. Viewers had followed her family for years, investing emotionally in their journey. For many, the Slatons felt like extended relatives they had never met in person. Social media quickly filled with tributes. Fans posted about how Katie's story inspired them, how her presence on the show reminded them to keep fighting their own battles, and how heartbreaking it was to see someone so young taken too soon. Some fans admitted that they cried as if they had lost a personal friend. Others spoke about how the Slaton family had been their comfort during their own difficult times, and now they wanted to offer comfort back. Online communities dedicated to the show lit up with condolences, shared memories, and even artwork created in Katie's honor. This wave of mourning showed the power of reality television. Katie may not have been the main star of the show, but she touched people deeply. Her authenticity, her quiet humor, and her moments of support resonated with viewers around the world. A sisterhood shattered. The Slaton sisters were always portrayed as a close unit, even when arguments and conflicts flared up on screen. Katie's passing has left that sisterhood forever changed. For Amy, losing Katie meant losing one of her biggest sources of emotional support. Amy had leaned on Katie during her own health struggles, through motherhood, and during moments of personal doubt. Now she faces the challenge of moving forward without her sister's guidance. For Tammy, the loss was especially devastating. Tammy's journey has been one of the most difficult on the show. She has fought for her health, endured hospitalizations, and at times nearly lost her life. Through it all, Katie was a constant presence, reminding Tammy that she was loved and that she was capable of change. Losing Katie has left Tammy in one of the most vulnerable places of her life. Their sister Amanda also spoke about how Katie was more than a sibling. She was her confidant, her friend, and her cheerleader. Together, the sisters formed a bond that was unbreakable, and now that bond carries a permanent scar. The Slaton sisters may continue their journey on television, but they will never be the same without Katie. Her absence will always be felt in their laughter, their struggles, and their triumphs. Remembering Katie's legacy. Although Katie's life was cut short, her impact remains. She may not have been as prominently featured on the show as some of her siblings, but the love and strength she gave to her family created ripples that extended far beyond her own household. Her legacy is not measured in television episodes or internet fame. It is measured in the lives she touched. It is in the encouragement she gave to her sisters, the lessons she taught her nieces and nephews, and the countless fans who saw themselves reflected in her struggles and her perseverance. Katie's story is also a reminder of the human cost behind reality television. Viewers often watch with curiosity or even judgment, forgetting that the people on screen are real individuals with real challenges. Katie's death has brought that reality into sharp focus. She was not a character. She was a daughter, a sister, an aunt, and a friend. And even though she is gone, the love she gave will continue to live on. Life after loss. For the Slaton family, life after Katie's passing will never be the same. Grief is not something that disappears. It lingers, it evolves, and it becomes part of everyday life. The family has expressed their desire to honor Katie by continuing to share their journey with the world. They believe that by staying open, they can inspire others who may be going through their own struggles. Katie's memory will be a guiding force, a reminder of why they must keep going even in the darkest moments. Fans have also expressed their commitment to keeping Katie's memory alive. Online communities have created memorial pages, shared fan-made tributes, and even organized charity drives in her honor. Her impact has become something larger than the show itself. Katie Slaton's passing at just 37 years old is a heartbreaking reminder of how fragile life can be. She was more than a television personality. She was a sister, a daughter, an aunt, and a friend who touched countless lives. Her family's emotional tribute gave the world a glimpse into the depth of their love and the enormity of their loss. Her fans' response showed just how far her influence had reached, and her legacy will continue in the strength of her sisters, the resilience of her family, and the memories she left behind. Sometimes, reality television brings us closer to people we have never met. Katie Slaton was one of those people. Her story, her laughter, her struggles, and her strength became part of the lives of millions. And now, as the world mourns her, it is clear that she will never be forgotten. Katie's journey reminds us that life is not about perfection. It is about love, resilience, and the mark we leave on others. Though her time was tragically short, her impact is everlasting. Rest in peace, Katie Slaton. You will always be remembered.